Hi, this is a video on why you should really tinker with your Ryzen 3 2200G to actually get like decent performance out of it. So you can see that's what I have installed here. It's not like I have anything else. And for some other settings, I have my APU, I have my the integrated GPU. I have that overclocked, and my RAM is custom, but the CPU is left alone. I haven't touched anything. And this you can see by, you see the voltage is jumping all over the place. That's one. Then two, also is the frequency. So what I'm going to demonstrate in this video is how to get the maximum efficiency out of your 2200G. And why, like, motherboard and AMD presets are stupid. So here is, check this out. Okay, maximum heat, right? I'm just going to do in place large FFTs. Click OK. Alright, so now it's going to start. And temperatures are going to jump up to 58, 59. Good thing to know, I'm not using the stock cooler here. I'm using a Cryorig H7 for this because I have it and I wanted to use it because I like my cool temperatures, so whatever. Now, here's the important thing. You see we're running at 3.7 gigahertz, or yeah, 3.7 gigahertz. Our temps are at 62 or 63 pretty much, which is ridiculously high. Like that you don't want. And our core voltage, 1.4375. Now, don't get me wrong, you can run Ryzen at this all day as long as you want, as long as your VRM can support it, which this one can. It's the ASRock B450M Pro 4, and you know, we're drawing like super low watts, and I have a bunch of fans on it. As long as your VRM can handle it, which depending on your CPU, it might or might not, that's fine. Like the chip is not going to degrade super fast. It's fine. But what I'm trying to say here is that it's inefficient. So I'm going to go as an example. We're at like 65 degrees nearly. Yeah, we just hit it at 1.4375, and we're only at 3.7 gigahertz. That's stupid. I'm going to show you why. So let's go to profile 1, and let's say that we go to 3.7 gigahertz, and CPU voltage, let's lower that like way the hell down, like 1.28125, 1.275, let's do that. Now I'm going to go click apply, and you can see it applied because our temperatures just dropped, like 5 degrees, 7, 8, 10 degrees of drop, and we're at the same gigahertz. Check it out. This isn't a 12-hour run. It might not even be stable, but my point is that for even temporarily, it's super stable, like 1.275, which is way down from 1.435 at 3.7 gigahertz at 54.25 degrees Celsius. That's already a huge improvement, and you can go into the BIOS and make that way better. Like, not necessarily like drop everything, but you can make this permanent instead of having to load up Ryzen Master every time you load in. Now, you might have been even able to hear it. My fans in my case dropped down. I have two 140s, one 120, and the fan on the H7. Those drop down, lower RPMs, lower Celsius, lower voltage, same speed out of the CPU. That's ridiculous. Now, let's say I want to go, this is my overclock, which I like just because it's really efficient. Let's say go 3.9 gigahertz at like 1.35 volts. Let's apply that. And now we're running at 3.9 gigahertz, which is faster than stock, like 200 megahertz faster, at 1.35 volts. And since we're running higher frequencies, that's going to increase temperature, but we're running lower voltages, which means that it's actually going to be like pulling less power, meaning it's going to produce less heat than if it was at like 1.435. And you can see that our temperatures went up like 5 degrees, so it's the middle between stock and our undervolt setting. Like, that really shouldn't be an undervolt. Like, that should be fine for pretty much everything. Motherboards should come stock with that. Again, this is my ASRock B450M Pro 4, so I can't say to like other motherboards, but on this one in specific, it's dumb. It's really dumb, but whatever. 1.35, like, I know, it should just work out of the box, but with that, like, crap, the, like, race stealth cooler that comes in the box, like, honestly, it should not be running at 1.435, like, CPU voltage. Anyway, we're at 61, yeah, we're stabilizing around 61, temporarily, 1.35 volts, 3.9 gigahertz, and that's great. That's my ideal overclock, because you're pulling like not that many watts from the wall, 40, which is less than the 44 that I was pulling earlier at stock, and you're getting better performance. Like, it's great. I love it. Now, let's say that you really like want some performance out of this this little chip, and you can go up to 4.1. Let's go up to like 1.45 on this. Yeah, let's do that. So now we're like higher voltage than, we're still like 1.4, but like 1.45 is higher than 1.435. So we're higher voltage than stock, and we have a freaking 400 megahertz boost over the 3.7 gigahertz. That's ridiculous. Like, we're better. We're like slightly better than, or slightly higher on the CPU voltage, but our performance is going to get a huge boost. And what happens to our temperatures? It's about the same. It's like a little bit higher, right? But it's very similar to how the other chip was performing at stock. And just as like an example of what that was, so we're at 64.75, right? Let's go to like 1.43. Well, let's give it the benefit of the doubt. I saw 1.435. Let's give it like that, because it was kind of fluctuating, right? This doesn't fluctuate. Like, if I stop Prime 95, the CPU voltage won't fluctuate, the gigahertz won't fluctuate, but your load goes down, which means that you pull less power and you have lower temps. But anyway, 1.37. Let's do that, and let's click apply. So now our temps go down. Oh god, it's even better. So let's see. Yeah, let's do that. So we were at 1.41. Hold on, I didn't apply that. So this is what we were at, 143.125, and you can see it went down to 5. C. And this is, remember, this is controlled. This isn't auto. Auto, it was going higher, but if we control it, even putting it to the same settings as it was at stock, it even pulls less power. That's probably not right, but weird. It was pulling less power and voltage, and it has lower temperatures. So what I'm saying is really auto is just complete shit at doing anything when it comes to competency. And yeah, okay, you can argue it's supposed to just be like, yeah, it's just supposed to boot and like be normal for people. But seriously, guys, I mean 1.43, that's ridiculous. So anyway, that's just an example of how you can get this way higher efficiency out of just the CPU part of your 2200G, or maybe even like 2400G APU. This would probably apply there too, when running like a B450 motherboard. And that's what I really wanted to demonstrate. And you can go into BIOS and apply these settings. This is where I'm going to keep mine. I'm going to go in BIOS and do this. But you can go in BIOS and just apply this super quickly, and you can run like a stress test all night, which I would do this, but like blend instead of FFTs. And it works. For me, it's worked great. Like in games, it's fine because the APU, like not the APU, the GPU part of this is like really the bottleneck. But I just like having the extra gigahertz because I like to try to stream and anyway. But yeah, if you want to overclock with this or undervolt, please do, because it's way better than stock. And that's what I'm gonna tell you for today. So yeah, thanks.